Hey guys, what up? What up? Sup, Tommy? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. How are we doing today? I was going to. Do I create a new game? I think I do, right? I'm alright. A little tired, but overall doing pretty good. I think I just create a game. Nice setup. What setup? I kind of need to remember my controls at this point, but I did want to see. Yo, where's my? Did he die already? Oh, he kind of sucks. He kind of trash. But I guess it's not. I don't think any singular minion is going to do too much. I do think he's like a tankier. I do think he's like a tankier. What's it called? Skeletal warrior, at least. Where am I playing from? Canada. What level is this on? 21? I am level 24. All right, you know what we're gonna do today? We're gonna figure out. I mean, first we're going to reduce the volume because it's actually quite loud. Like I can barely hear anything else besides this game. I don't know if the volume went a bit higher since the last time. I'm going to figure out how's minions scale in this game as well. Because there's a few things that are kind of getting me off. And first one is like, I actually do not know how I can scale my minions defense, and it's becoming quite needed, if you will. So I need to check on that. Like obviously levels, but that can't be it. Oh geez. All right, let's look. Hero siege minion scaling. How do you scale minion damage for necromancer? So I'm playing a necromancer. I'm very confused how I scale damage for my summons. I came across this 1-year-old post where people claim that both elemental or poison damage scales their damage, but today when I asked in the Discord, I was told that since this season, neither of those scale the damage with them. So I question, do they still affect me? Plus the skills on poison damage. Join my Discord. Interesting. Let me see something real quick. I'll be honest, your messages read very bot-like. Just saying. So plus the skills is a no-brainer. This person says the tooltip. What tooltip? Them. It says arcane damage. It doesn't say anything about poison. None of it says anything about poison. All talent, elemental damage, poison damage, ability, power, energy. So they converts poison to elemental. Can I see, like, you know, any information whatsoever? I don't particularly want to watch a full guide, but like I don't want a build. I want to just know how they scale.
Now, let's check out some of the skills that we have with this Necromancer. We have an arsenal of minions. We have raised skeletons, raised mages. We have damned legions. We have vengeful spirits. They're all really cool. My favorite's obviously the vengeful spirit.
I kind of don't want to watch this because I feel like it would. I don't want to see any content on it. Look kind of cool. It's not what I need right now. Minion health could use a boost. I think class discussion pin to the top could benefit from it was. So what exactly are we referring to as a fucking golem? Because like realistically, there's no skill called golem, right? This is damned legion, this is vengeful spirits. Now odds are this is like what they're referring to as the golem, I would imagine, unless Wait, he only has 4 points to spend. Oh, the others do only have 4 points as well. Okay, cool. Holy. If one of those projectiles hit me, I'm fucked. Okay, what the hell? I feel like I'm going to stay away from that shrine just because last time that's what fucking murdered me. What was the button to interact with stuff again? Was it F? You know something I suspect I'm supposed to be doing here? Let's do it real quick. Let's just try some. Holy. It's not what I meant to do. So now that they are giga leveled, let me see how they perform. They're doing pretty good now, though. I guess these guys would be even squishier, which means but like the problem is like is there even a problem? Flare speed is decent. They're still taking too much damage to their life. What do I mean? Every hit they take is still like big chunk in them. They're doing good damage now. Like pretty good damage, I'll be honest. And because I'm focusing on just the holy. Because I'm focusing just on like the mages. Their damage is way higher. Which is why they can do as much damage as they are. Sup, Hollow Edge, how you doing? How's the depth? We're still finding out. I'm trying to figure. Huh? How did I get back here? So I went backwards. It's not great. Trying to figure out how to scale my minions defensively. Pretty much. So I went the wrong way, eh? Classic case of came a long way, went the wrong way, eh? All right. Feel like I could have fallen off of there. But yeah, my minions are feeling squishy in this area, and I'm trying to see if there's a solution to it. Currently I'm just playing around with trying only one minion, but giga scaling that one with levels and such. It will, in theory, make them significantly tankier. But they still be dying is like the one thing that confuses me. And it feels very wasteful to only go on one minion so far. Because, let me go through here first. Because there's this other skill tree within the skill tree that like have no say in. So like there's here, these have points, right? Now these points. These points each skill has it, apparently. It looks like. You can't use the points of one on the other. So just by virtue of that, even though I'm scaling this one, I feel like there's just like wasted what's it called? There's wasted potential, if you will. But anyways, all my points are now in here. And I have zero idea if they inherit too, but alas, we'll figure it out, I guess. This was also a minion that I can alter in, you know, in ways, but without levels into it, I'm inclined to believe it's not going to survive. Ooh, we go in there. I just don't like how quickly my minions die is the biggest thing I need to figure out. Because like even with Giga like scaling the mages, they still be taking big damage. I assume mages are just on the squishier side compared to, but like that's okay. Except I also need to figure out ways to make them not die in 2 hits. Which I guess they've stopped dying in 2 hits and now dying more hits, so they have more health but they have 0 sustain. I think that's the biggest thing. I need to figure out sustain for them. Not to mention my mana is just straight up not keeping up with all the resummoning I need to be doing. Ooh. Yeah, they are not surviving this, that's for sure. Got body blocked. The good news is, up until the point I died, I had waypoints. That being said, you know, I kind of just remembered we actually have potions. Okay. Okay, how about we do this instead? Let's try something like this. We still have the damage. Okay, we can't have you on Y. Yo, get your butts over here. But yeah, I need to figure out how on earth I am meant to be giving these guys a bit of tankiness. We will figure it out eventually. Eventually, it just doesn't seem to be now. Maybe it's just gear and my gear is shites. Who knows? What the fuck? Jesus. I looked down for 1 second. What the fuck? I feel like I probably would have to go down there, but I kind of also don't know if I want to. It looks like there are traps here. These guys are also getting pretty tanky. Like, honestly, decently tanky. Not my minions, the enemies. I wish it was my minions. Like at this point, I have zero idea what to do in terms of leveling an ability. The levels I put here just seem like, oh god. They feel like they weren't worth it, the ones that went in there. So 2 points in this gives a chance to go next. Increases the life of your damn legion based on your maximum life. So now my max life increases this one's life. That is good. That is kind of what I am looking for, but for other minions as well. That makes me feel like baseline there, my life doesn't affect theirs, which means there really isn't much I can do on this front to make them tankier. Okay, so I think this setup is actually feeling better now. Using Damned Legion instead of, should I call them Skeletal Warriors? Instead of these guys, Ray Skeletons. Jesus. Minus 20% movement speed. So why should I keep? Is that it's supposed to be a duration? Or does that just mean I ain't getting rid of that? What the fuck? Summon damage increase? Sure, okay. That's intense summon damage increase. We lose a level, which is losing some life and whatnot. This is honestly pretty good. +1 summon and then move speed. I feel like I should be using that. All right, let's see this. Seeing as we can AFK here a bit. Just attack or use your minions as bombs. They die instantly, and if you're lucky, enemies get hit by curse hands once. Double the synergy damage. Curse hands do now for me with curve. But as I said, the minions are one shot and die instantly. This sounds like an exaggeration to a degree, but like at the same time. I think I should just do someone. Alright, so this wiki is looking very quickly like it's not going to be much use for me. So there are different levels. Doesn't tell me much, my guy. Where's Necromancer? What does Curse Ground do? The one that person mentioned. I guess I can find it in game. Corrupt the ground area, inflicting poison break on monsters affected. I think that maybe on monsters in affected area. There is like zero information. Holy. I'm trying not to watch like a guide, because I want the raw experience, but like at the same time I also want to just, let's see this. Summon master. How little energy do you have? Energy? Why would energy help? Maybe they used to scale off of this because this is also like 6 years ago. Because it sounds to me from the things I have seen on this Reddit as an example that maybe scaling them has changed over the years. Maybe it all just comes back to this video, so I'm just going to watch this video.
Just scale it and scale it and scale it and scale it. This is the one for you, but it will get very expensive. Now let's check out some of the skills that we have with this necromancer. We have an arsenal of minions. We have raised skeletons, raised mages. We have damned legions. We have vengeful spirits. They're all really cool. My favorite's obviously the vengeful spirit. It's like playing a chain lightning build when your minions are shooting out chain lightnings. I haven't really seen that in a whole lot of ARPGs, and it's really cool. I guess technically it's in like, it is in some other ones, but it's just really cool.
Yeah, health bars are also blue, I noticed. Why is it blue? Why is it blue? Increases vengeful spirits damage based on your int. This is what I'm hoping everybody has baseline, because it says intelligence 7.5% arcane damage per point.
Now you do have a ton of ways that you can buff your summons, right? You have the summon mastery. This is the passive that'll give them some life and arcane damage. Summoners are arcane damage, by the way. You also have summon resistances. This will give them a ton of all res as well as physical damage reduction.
Yeah, so he said it's arcane damage, not poison damage.
And then you have a buff,
which is what I expect.
This is going to enrage your summons and increases their attack speed and their movement speed. Increasing the attack speed of your minions is super important. It gives them a more damage multiplier because they're hitting more often. Very, very important. We also have our debuff, which is amplified damage. We can put an arcane break on enemies. It also reduces the damage that those targets deal, which can be really nice. We have a defensive buff, meat shield. This will reduce our physical damage taken. Super, super strong. We have
meat shield? That's this guy.
corpse explosion. You can turn this into an aura through the sub skill tree. So I just press corpse explosion one time and you'll see around my character there's a circle, and anytime I get within a corpse in that circle, it'll auto explode them, which is, it's just some extra clear, and honestly it adds some screen clutter and I like it. So, and then
that's the circle things.
Poison Nova. This will be our teleport skill. Actually, we turn Poison Nova into a teleport skill. It also will debuff enemies. It'll slow them. It'll reduce their damage. It's really cool. Now, if you are enjoying these build guides for Season 6, I do have a donation link in the description of the video. Thank you to everybody that's donating. You guys are freaking awesome. Moving on to our skill trees. So I like to level as a summon necromancer. You can go with some other options here. I just like the summoner playstyle from level 1. It's for the most part pretty comfy. It's smooth all the way through the campaign. It's not going to be the fastest thing in the world until you know, once you get poisoned.
Use Bone Shred to clear and keep your minions alive to tank. fuck is Bone Shred?
No, when you block your teleport, it does kind of zoom up a little bit, but it's just consistent. Just have really the. We're just gonna throw that 1 point into Ray Skeleton to help us, you know, with having a meat shield. Now, once you find your first like couple of sources of arcane skill damage, you could respec this tree out and just go all minion at that point. It's up to you. So this is where I do that. Usually around level 8, you've gone through Rat Den one time. So we're gonna respec. We'll put 1 point into meat shield, 1 point into meat bomb, 1 point into amplify damage, 1 point into skeletal mages, and then we'll dump the rest of it in between our skeletal warriors and our summon mastery, right? So the summon mastery is going to give us more damage without actually putting points into the skill itself. Also, something to note, meat bomb is going to create corpses for us. You do need to have a corpse in order to raise some of these minions. So this is what's going to allow us to, you know, create our own corpses.
Oh shit, that is useful information. Cool. What does meat bomb do? Throw a huge lump of meat that explodes on impact and leaving corpses on the ground. Damage dealt by this, I don't care. Cast range. Why does... So this I can put meat bomb on. Huh.
At level 16, we're going to continue splitting our points between skeletal warriors and summon mastery. At level 24, we will put 1 point into Damned Legion, and then we'll continue maxing our Ray Skeleton. The 1 point into Damned Legion, there are, at the very start of the Damned Legion sub-skill tree, there's a place where you can empower your other allies. So we're really just using this as a support for our other allies. We'll kind of talk about that when we get to the sub-skill trees in a second. At level 30, we'll respec one more time, put 1 point into Meat Shield, 1 point into Meat Bomb, 1 point into Amplify Damage, 1 point into Skeletal Warrior, 1 point into Skeletal Mage, 1 point into Damned Legion, and then you're going to put the rest between your Summon Mastery and your Vengeful Spirits. You could dump everything into Vengeful Spirits here if you'd like. You kind of have to look at the difference in the damage. But ultimately what we're doing here is Vengeful Spirit is very, very strong. It gets, you know, it's chain lightning. It can zap things from afar. It's just a really, really nice.
So my question is why splits between Summon Mastery and the main skill? Like, this obviously adds life and damage. Wait, this is percent damage. And this is flat damage. That's probably why, I would imagine. Let's just try what he recommended, which is yeah, I like this one, but let's see if it actually feels decent. So I have 16 points, so 8 in here, then 8 in here. Yeah. So now we are going to be relying on them for damage. Let's see what the damage looks like just real quick. Why on earth should I do this? I think they're doing like 200 a hit, something like that. What was that teleport? Was it you? I think it was Poison Nova actually. Yeah, this one. It is the teleports. Anywho, I'm just going to go back to going Skelly mages because screw warriors. I will try splitting them and see if it feels good. Who is already Half-Life, my G? I just summoned y'all. What does he recommend for points? There's so much in this video that I'm just like, I don't want it to remove my exploration phase. I still want to explore and all of that. That's why I'm very hesitant to like watch it. But like he also hasn't, I'm also looking for something about survivability. That's like the main thing here. And it seems like it's either going to be gear stats or it's going to be summon mastery. The bright side, now I know how to summon on single targets. I don't have to worry too much about their survivability because now I can actually get them back, which is big. So I'm just going to focus primarily on my mages. For the most part, my skeletal warriors feel like honestly decent. They actually kind of feel like a waste. I'm going to remove a point from max because I don't think it's necessary. I need to get here to increase their life. I think this is also one of the worst areas to have minions simply because they're just not always with me. So I'm not going to think too hard about it, and I'm just going to also just use my relic. Holy. Okay. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm trying to just figure out The good news is it's really not far. Yo, where are my guys at? Does he stop me from moving when he starts? It looks like he does. It's safe to say minions are just not a thing in this fight. Can I remove attack from my freaking left click? Shit is actually annoying. Oh my damn, Jesus. I need to remove attack from left click because that shit's ass. Bitch. Okay, you need to fucking go. Where is move? Thank you. Jeez. In no universe. Ooh. +1 Nani. +1/8 inch, sure. At this stage where I'm hunting for defense, definitely. That was actually a cool fight. Cool fight. I don't see my minions living in it, but cool fights. Now I need to prospect copper ore. All right, I'm going to try to sell a lot of this shit that I'm not using. The fuck? Yeah. Pretty sure this is what I already had. +1 and then 5 all attributes. So it's control left to sell. Is it arcane defense? Arcane res? There is arcane res. Okay, so we know this is the damage my minions do, which is cool. We know they're doing this damage. So yeah, I don't need to care about the poison, this poison guy. Didn't I pick up a greater potion? I did. Replenish life 15%. The worst part about this shield is that it does fuck all for arcane damage actually. So this one can go, right? This is giving me 20% MS. Oh, okay. Say less. Yeah, I think I've sorted my gear now. Not like it's gonna make too much of a difference, I think. But I will do some quests in this town. Holy. The fuck was that? Got blown the fuck up. That's interesting. That's interesting. Does the wiki mention what the fuck? Huh. Anyways, I don't know if the wiki mentions defense, but let's look if it does. Lowers the chance of enemies hitting you with physical attacks and projectiles. So that's what defense does. I don't know why armor is increasing a stat that is basically evasion. I guess there's no evasion. So how on earth do I defend against, like, where's my mitigation supposed to come from? Where's my mouse? So this doesn't let me use the auto clicker part of my X mouse button controller. All right. There's a mining skill. So all of these are stats I can potentially roll on some gear. Huh. Would never have guessed. So they want me to prospect, or how on earth do I do that? Here, I assume. So that gave me these guys. Like a snake tooth is an example. It doesn't tell me what I can do with it or anything of the sorts. Huh. It annoys me that there's like literally zero information on how to scale stuff. I know how PoE feels for a new player experiencing it the way I'm experiencing Hero Siege. And I say this because I know how minions scale now, and I didn't when I started, but when I started with a guide. So like if I would have just come straight into, you know, playing, is there any menu anywhere that says, oh, you know, we're going to avoid those bombs? Is there any tooltip anywhere that says they scale off of minion damage and not, you know, other things? I feel like the answer to that in Period 1 is no. I'm not sure if the answer is yes in PoE 2, or if it just, because like PoE 2 will tell you they scale with minion damage, but I don't know if it's to tell you they would do not scale with other things. Requires level 48, sure. I also noticed something very interesting, and that is here in this zone, my minions are actually living longer. Probably because of I don't say a lack of AoE, but enemies have less AoE here. I think if I were to start PoE 1, I actually will get the information I'm looking for if I approach it the way I'm approaching Hero Siege. And here's why. I have actually gone to the wiki and I have deemed it as for Hero Siege at least. Oh, holy. It is actually not great. They do not have much information that can help me in my quest for information on, you know, making whatever. Like, just to find out what kind of, like, you know, how to, what kind of I've already searched up minion and summon on their wiki to no avail. Whereas if I were to go minions on PoE wiki, I will definitely come up with more information. And with the information I just mentioned on how they scale and how they don't scale. Ooh. Iron? Sure. We done hit iron. Like I'm just on the cusp of the level needed for iron. Ooh. Yeah, I saw that coming. Okay, so I'm here. This is the bruh. See the waypoint. You ain't that. Fuck is this? Enhanced defense, yada 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 yada. It is sets. I guess each sets we have, each part of the sets will give defense, replenish mana, all attributes, all skills, all rares. So if I had to wear this, requires 37. Within the Highland Caves, Highland Mines. does that perchance involve this old copper mine? I assume not. Ow. I don't like the bombs. I do not like the bombs at all. Oh, highline mines are not in there. Cool. TC. -5 auras. That is not good. I'm good. I'm not touching that. Thank you very much. On the bright side, from everything I've heard, it does sound like I have a lot to look forward to for when I unlock this guy at level 30, which is in 2 levels actually. Wait, so this means I'm actually on zone level, which is probably not great for me as a new player. Crushing blow. I felt like the first time I read that it looked like catching a fish or some weird stuff. I had to do the double take. You know something I just realized I haven't done? I haven't actually gone into the skill tree of my supporting skills if they exist. What do I mean? Oh, it doesn't exist. I was going to say life taps tree. I haven't looked into it, but like there's literally no tree. Jesus. What counterplay do I have? I could probably stop speccing as much into int and get more resistances. Will probably be a first. Probably capping my resistances is high priority at this point. Comment needs replacing 100%. But still love it. All the int I'm getting on gear, it almost feels like it's not doing much. Let me see. Because like the int I have here, where's arcane skill damage? I guess let's look at magic skill damage. Is it not anywhere? All right, let's just see this attribute allocation.
Now, looking at our attributes, skills early on can be a bit expensive. Fortunately, we are playing a necromancer, so once we have our boys up, we have our boys up, and it's not really going to be too terrible after that. I would recommend that you put some points into energy early just to help with being able to summon all your boys out. It's going to be costly to get them all up. So anyway, when you're leveling, you're going to put 2 points into intelligence, 2 points into vitality with enough energy to feel comfortable. This is going to give you a sustained amount of damage and a sustained amount of life.
So I was right about intelligence still being the stats. I'm heavily skewed towards intelligence. I could go 50-50, though kind of like my damage. So I'm going to leave intelligence as is because I just wanted to confirm that intelligence was not true and I wasn't misreading any tooltips, if you will. I do think I need a bit more energy though, just because of how often I have to resummon my minions. need to just keep finding equipment wherever it is. So I see where it's on the map now. Five over 10. I see where 2 of them are. I see where another one is. I feel like I want to give my minions a bit of regen. I think that's what annoys me the most. I can't give them regen. My warriors I can give regen. Is that 4 or is that 44? I think that was 4, right? Ooh, okay, and we're done. Corrupted caves. That was abandoned something. I will not be touching any pillars. Thank you very much. I've learned my lesson. This is where I turn in the quests. This is not looking good. Holy. Can we stop? Whoever's hitting me, please. I need that copper vein. Where was that? Yeah, there we go. 9 copper ore, huge. Prove yourself. Kill enemies with the flail. Why? So I need to hit them with the ball on. Where do I turn in this quest? It doesn't say. Return to the nightmare. Where was he to begin with? I don't think it was this far back. I just wanted to see what that was. I think he was here. And maybe he's in town or something. Oh, that's the next zone. Never mind. Has to raise spikes around target location. Skill, haste, magic, find. I think I'm going to destroy cold skills. No, this is my chance to try the thing. The vengeful spirits that I've heard a lot about. Also, it's my chance to try this as a teleport. Requires level 40. God damn it. All right. Fair. Now what am I doing here? Okay. Next up, let's look at this. Additional vengeful spirits. This is a definite have. Increase the life. Kind of nice. Sacrifice of existing summons, increasing the stats of vengeful per summon sacrifice. You can no longer summon any minion while vengeful spirit is active. I want to see what vengeful spirit looks like first. Then I'll decide what I want to scale on that tree. I don't want to touch a pillar yet. So from what I can see, he is tanky. And he hits multiple enemies at a time. He hits... It looks like there's only a max of 1 extra target. But for the first time, my guy is actually just not dying. So that at least shows promise. All right, we've seen what you can do. What are we going to do? Additional vengeful spirits is always nice. I am kind of leaning towards this though, because the other minions are kind of annoying me. Plus this is on its way, so kind of really good as well. These require level 40, eh? So I can't rely on them. I feel like he isn't doing enough damage is my biggest current gripe. So yeah, let's do this. I still don't feel like they're doing that much damage, if I'm being honest. The enemy was tanky, so I'll give them that as leeway. But it still feels like if I really want to just clear a group of enemies, the way forward is for me to push up and use my relic. Which seems like a weird way to scale. I think I've learned my lesson from touching devil shrines. I feel like it's always negative effects. Am I right? Nope. This was plus 60 magic find. So what determines if it's bad or if it's good? The fuck? Like, if they could be regenning out of combat now, that would feel really nice. Let me try this. Additive arcane damage. Skill haste, face damage taken reduced. Ooh. Plus 18 auras. I mean, sure. By all means. Thought I just picked up something that should have been. I picked up something that had. Oh, it was you. I would lose a level to all skills, which is not great. As well as 5 int, which is also not great. But I want to test what my damage, if my damage sees like an increase, because now my minions have additive damage or something. I'll just stay on this side of the wall and blow them up from here. Because why not? How is my vengeful spirit almost dead again? Okay, I don't understand what I just picked up. Why does he have 2 different intelligence stats? Or am I missing something? +1 to intelligence, +9 to intelligence. This is based, the second one is based on level. So this is +10 to intelligence. Hmm. I'm going to put some points into energy because I feel like that would actually that makes a bit more sense to do. I'm guessing the next one is the Devil's Breach. I wonder what that effect is that I see arrows around me. I feel like it's a defensive effect. I just don't know what item gives me it. Because I believe it's an item. The good news is I actually still can progress damage wise. The bad news is I feel like I should have more damage by now. And this is just based off of how much damage my relic is doing without any support, whereas my minions are not. They're doing okay damage. Less than I expect, simply because I feel like they should, if they aren't as tanky, they should be doing more damage. Like the amount of damage each chain lightning hits doesn't seem like it should be as low as it is. So it's supposed to go all the way there. No, I will not be using that. Broad axe of intellect, saber. I need to go turn in that quest. I like that I can do this, but it feels a bit anticlimactic after having so many minions that when it's all said and done, I'll just say fuck it and YOLO in my whirlwinds. I'm going to switch you. Where is you? With control 1. There. Cool. I need to find out what the name of this next zone is. Or this side zone. We are not going there, my G. +8 to end. This definitely beats my vitality rank. This was just +2 all. There's arcane skill damage that maybe helps, maybe doesn't. I can cope on that. Geddon has a guaranteed vitality that I know helps. Sure. Because this is more vitality anyways. This is a charm, so we're gonna use it. And faster hit recovery. Okay. Hero Siege Gaming. Yep. Though there is, if you can call this gaming, because at this point, all I can say is like I'm winging it. But like I don't know how good of a job I'm doing. But we're doing it. Do you want the good news? Let's start with the good news. Let's cope on that first. So Altar of Lost Souls is where Damien is. Hero Siege is quite fun. Yeah, I can definitely see the potential. I will need to probably do more research into what scaling vectors I should be looking at, especially for my skills. I know I'm trying to maximize levels, but like levels and int, but that's because I'm leveling 100% int works, but I think it does based on the tooltip. So we're working up on that assumption. Holy, what the fuck is that? Don't be charging at me like that. All right, what were we saying? The downside is out of like 5 or 6 ARPGs I rotate seasons between, it has by far the worst minions in terms of strength. Holy. That is interesting. Now, how bad are we talking about here? Because my biggest, I guess, confusion with this is how much damage my whirlwind, which is a relic attack, does. Where is it? I got this relic a while ago. This guy probably does as much damage as a lot of my minions, and I'm not sure if relics are supposed to be as strong as your main skill or not. For context, I currently have 13 points into this guy. I know I can't get these until level 40, which was unfortunate to find out, but like, it is what it is. It's fine. There's a whole lot of things I would like to get done. I still don't fully understand when I get points here, what the max amount of points are, like stuff like that. I assume it's based on my levels that I get there. Don't know yet. Say it's really bad. That is unfortunate. Ooh. Well, that's a large potion. And then the devs put a Hex Blast Mines patch note on them. Holy wait, how long ago was this? And is that, I assume that is why whenever I look up like information on minion scaling, all I see is like, oh, skill poison damage, skill this, and it's like, well, there's nothing in the game says that this scales anymore. And I know somebody mentioned a patch note or a patch. So I assume they changed how minions scaled at some point. What the hell is that damage? Two seasons ago. Is this on minions in general, or is this on like Necromancer in particular? Holy shit, what is... I almost died. That would have been the calmest death I've ever seen, because like I didn't even clock that my health was low for a good while. Necromancer in particular is the worst. Prophet got added this season and has summons which I think I've heard are decent but not fully sure. So interesting, actually. Huh. So when I look up Necromancer like summon, like when I was looking up information, the closest guide-like thing I could see was from back in 05. I think it was a video. I have to check exactly when, but I'm going to take a guess and say that was before the nerf. Actually, no. Because the person didn't say anything about poison damage. I think they actually said kills off of int and whatnot. So maybe not. Let me see. Was it live stacking? I saw a live stacking one, but no, this is this one. It says a year ago from Graxy TV. That's the one that got gutted? Holy. So what was broken about it? Like, what was the, I guess, main scaling factor? Because I watched that video and I'm trying not to I was trying to kind of explore myself and kind of figure my way out and see what the game feels like from a blind playthrough perspective, right? That was kind of what I was hoping to get. And I look at that video and it's a whole, like, it's obviously end game footage, but based off of what he recommends in terms of like attributes and whatnot, I think I'm doing decent. I don't think I have shite gear by any means. Like, I don't think it's great, but at the very least all my pieces have something to do with my defense or my offense. So like this has int. This has, well, this is the worst of them all, but it has some defense. It has some, it's the worst of them all. It has some int. This has vitality and res, and then stuff like this has, oh, you are just straight up ass. What the hell? You aren't great. You have +1 level. I think it was between this or this, which was decent int. So it was 9.6 int. I need to change this with the quickness. I'll figure that out. Life stacking minions, which was what people league started, was quite strong, but it got hurt pretty bad when the Arcane Zoomancer one just got straight number gutted like life stack, but worse. So they just straight up nerfed arcane damage scaling on the minions. The Master was also one that's, even when it was good, you didn't play it like a week or in or something after farming one, as it was very gear dependent. Rectified us to some degree. Okay. So what I'm hearing is not the greatest build choice. Well, that's good to know. That's reassuring, actually, because you see, I've been wondering, like, you know, my damage versus my whirlwind. I feel like my whirlwind shouldn't be doing as much as my minions, but like, I've tweaked the different skills in a different number of ways that I would hope would make sense, and it kind of just left me feeling underwhelmed most times. So I was kind of thinking, like, if I was doing something wrong. Glad to know that I wasn't. I wonder if that means I should just reroll into one of the other classes. How long is the campaign on this? Like, is there a universe I wouldn't mind taking this to just end game, just to see what end game looks like? Seven act plus one DLC act that's not needed to progress. Oh, so there isn't a traditional end game system, but you have the Diablo like you have the Diablo like progression. Okay. That means I definitely wouldn't mind How? Ooh, okay. It's looking at it. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm guessing these things are not meant to be living this long. Ooh. Yeah, I'm guessing these things are not meant to be living this long. Normal Nightmare, how 1 to 5 then Inferno. You kill this boss in like 6 to 8 seconds. Okay, okay. Quick overview of where my character is at, so I can get, I guess, constructive feedback to see if this is where I should be in terms of gear and whatnot. I don't be ignorant and say I'm not doing damage when my gear is shite. You know, I don't want to be the person who has no minion damage on his gear and whatnot in PoE and is wondering why he can't kill Act 10 Kitava, you know. So looking at my gear, it's obviously shite, right? It's not great, but it's not the worst. I have some vitality armor here, some intelligence, because if someone say they scale off of intelligence, so I'm like, intelligence good. I have 80 intelligence, 40 vitality, and 8 energy. So on most of my gear pieces, I'm trying to get intelligence or levels where I can. And on some of these, I have succeeded, like here has +1. Though there is this amulet that also has +9 intelligence that I wasn't sure which to pick, so I just went +1 instead. +14 intelligence. So I have a decent amount of intelligence, decent amount of all stats here and there. I don't think I'm squishy, but I also don't think I do have stuff like this which isn't the greatest, but has like hit recovery is, I think, the reason actually I'm using it. I haven't found anything better. Is this a decent place? Oh, and then before I forget, the actual skills, I'm mostly in Vengeful Spirits. I think Skelly Mage is probably decent as well. Then I went Summon Mastery. The rest is quite bad. Is it bad for where I'm at in the campaign, like on Damien as an example? Like, is it so bad that I shouldn't be killing him at all? Like the weapon as an example, I think is one that I find very curious. This weapon, its job is it's literally just giving me tenants. Should I be using that, or should I be using this one that has +1 and then 5 all attributes? I feel like this guy is obviously better, but I was testing to see which one had more damage, and I didn't see much of a difference. This of course comes with res, which is also really nice. Plus skill should be better. Okay. I actually forgot I was testing this one and I just didn't equip this back. So that puts us at 14, 14, 4, 4, 4. And then last, one more question. How on earth do we get levels here? And is there a reason I should be focusing on one minion versus spreading it out? Because they all get these points, right? I assume it's level locked, where maybe when I get to 35 I get an extra level or something. 1 point every 5 levels. Okay, that's kind of what I figured as well. And then somehow some skills just don't get the tree, but some skills do. I don't fully get that, but who am I to judge, I guess? Like these don't get the same that these do, and it kind of feels random because only combat skills do. But this is a curse, is it not? Or do you mean skills that do direct damage? Is that what you mean? Like skills you would actually use for combat? Because Curse Ground doesn't have it as well. They're my mobility skills. Good to know, actually. I think that's pretty much where my character is at. What is this incarnation tree? I assume it's a skill tree of sorts, but I I'm assuming it's a tree you get access to later at some point after level 100. Okay, okay. I'm assuming that's when you have all the points you're ever gonna get here and here. Every level gives you point. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So do you think I should still be at this stage of my gearing? Should it still be a case where my what do you call it? My relic is doing as much damage as my minions? Like, is it just they are that bad, or is it warrior gear could be better? So like you would, and if it was better, you'd actually be doing damage. So these are the sources of all my plus skills. 1, 2, 3. I think there's one more. Is there? Nope. It's just this 3. Like, some builds are just bad pre-augment as well, but also in your case, I think it doesn't necessarily get too much better. It does. You mean it doesn't necessarily get too much better? Pre-augment being these crystals? Question mark? Or something else? The level 40 upgrade? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I am waiting for that because I was thinking I would get this one so I wouldn't have to deal with these other summons again, potentially. And of course that also means I can get this as it teleports. So now I am level 32. Let me think. Should I give a different class a try? Let's try Damien again. We'll try him again one more time. I don't see it going much better. Realistically, at least. It ain't looking good. Cause like I mean, he is down to half now. What the fuck? There's more mechanics? Jesus. Damien's mirror. Also because of the skull faces. For reference, this one guy is in Hell 1 right now with 7 mil DPS on minions, and his friend is playing Poison Necro with like 70 mil DPS with slightly worse gear, so interesting. It's that bad. How are people calculating DPS? Just by hitting a dummy? Also, I should do this. Should to go turn that shit in. Is it Danetorp? Return to Danetorp. Where on earth is Danetorp again? There. Dummy? Okay, so there is a dummy. Crit, strength, chance to block. I mean, it's better defensively than this. So I'm going to use it just because it can't get worse than that. Energy, vitality. If I get that much energy there. Now, physical damage taking reduced. Auras. Nah. We're not replacing that with this. Not happening. Nope. His skills, no. The arcane skills. All right. So do you have a class you recommend? I wanted to put something in here. I think it was these two actually. Yes, 100% minions. Wait, superior life of... Wait, what? Recovers 2k? Oh. Requires level 48. Oh, okay. I see why. Ignore at me. Yeah, I see why. 100% I see why. Because if I had to go save and exit, double check before I say something. Aye. Hero selection. You said Prophet has a summon. Oh, this is what Milky was playing, eh? Morph into a Stormhawk. Gaining flying and converting this to unleash your chain lightning. Summons a Carrion. Oh, so this is the minion. Summon a Carrion Worm. Frequently attacking nearby monsters. Summon a Raven circling around you, attacking nearby monsters as well. Summons an ENT to fight by your side. Summon the Spirit of the Forest, increasing life and mana for you and your party. Oh, this is actually a summon class. Like, actually, not bad. I'm actually get it then.
I am the judge, jury, and executioner.
But the ones I know have, because I didn't check this one, so I even know this one had minions. I know Illusionist has something.
Through the hourglass.
It's Fractal Viking and Pyromancer and Marksman to fight on your side. But now that I've actually played the game, this is so far in that I'm like, I don't even know if I want to play anything that... I think I'm playing anything that has only someone at the last skill, because I just got to the last skill on mine. Drone Marksman. Oh wait, Sand Guardian might actually be something. But it's Dashrin, so I imagine it's kind of like Totem-esque.
How did you want them? Because I can make them pretty.
Sand Guardian Gunner. All the things are like build an arrow turret that shoots arrows at closest monsters, dealing damage. Can I link something? Is it YouTube? I actually need to permit you for like YouTube and stuff, but if it's like a weird link, I probably, yeah, you can link it. YouTube should not get you timed out or anything. There we go. All right, let's see.
Hey everyone, it's Graxy and welcome to another Hero Siege video. Today I'm going to be showing
Oh, you get multiple drones.
Gunner Drone Marksman in Season 9, which begins on April 3rd. We'll cover what's changed,
Oh.
1 to 100 using all the skill trees and sub-skill trees, setting up my starter blue filter, and guiding you through each gearing section at different stages of progression. I'll show you how to use the gearing sections as a guide of reference, so you can always check what options you have available without...
Okay, let's see Prophet then, because this is the new class, right? Hero Siege Prophet Minion. Oh, no one has a video on it yet. Can't find any gameplay of it. Yeah, maybe it's too new. Because if that guy, that Graxy TV has a video on Marksman, I would assume that's from a previous patch, and it probably didn't get touched, so it's, you know, still valid. So up until then, you're going to be playing totems, right? From people in Discord, 9% are playing Fizz self-cast, no minions.
Mother Nature is whispering.
I can't even see like a preview on the abilities, which doesn't help. So let me look at let me see the minions, and then I'll probably decide. This is obviously a minion-esque class. So Carrion Worm, whatever the Carrion means, but it's a worm. I assume it's kind of big. You have a Raven that's also attacking. Then you have a tree. And then you have a Spirit of the Forest, which increases life and mana for you and your party. So it's a very supportive guy. And then you have ENT Colossus. I'm down to try it. I think I'm down to try it. Yeah, level 129 said Prophet minions declare is okay. Boston is chilling. Okay. I think I'm definitely down to try it. Because why not? Now I get to now what is going to happen is I'm going to get to see the big difference. And what I said, Claire is bad. To be fair, do people say Marksman's Claire is good? And all right. Do people say Marksman's Claire is good? And even in PoE, minions Claire compared to other like self-cast builds is just straight up bad. So maybe the people who are saying it's bad are comparing it to like builds that it has no business being compared to. The minions ever start to really feel competitive. I was trying for early level 20-ish. It was okay. Then I changed the routes and I feel like I was severely nerfed with minions. Change to roots. I assume that means that's these guys. Oh no, they changed away from minions and then they just felt better. To try Marksman or to just go for Prophets. Yeah, that Claire looked good. It definitely looked good. So I guess the question is, am I going to go exploring into the Prophets or am I going to go into Marksman? This one I have to pay for.
Whispering.
This one I can just try out.
I shall show you the right path.
So in terms of minion classes, there's Prophets or classes with minions. There's Illusionists. There's Marksman. I felt like there was one more besides Necromancer, but maybe it's just Necromancer.
Chainsaw goes in, guts come out.
Pirate. It's pirates.
Bored of these lads.
Yeah, it's pirates. With the pirates. That's the guy. I'm assuming pirates isn't that great. Pyro might be worse than Necro. Okay. So we have established that Necro is the worst now somehow. Pick your poison.
Mother Nature is whispering.
I think I'm going to I'm thinking I'm leaning towards Prophet because Marksman was the first class I like. The moment somebody recommended Hero Siege to me, the first class they recommended was Marksman because they know I like minions, not Necromancer. Because like I think I had heard a lot more about Marksman than Necromancer as of last season, as of like when it was recommended to me. And it was so interesting because like I did up until I logged in, up until I bought the game and I logged in on Saturday, I didn't know there was a Necromancer class. I didn't even know it was there. So like I think Marksman is a lot more popular. So that being said, it's a lot more figured out as well. And I like to kind of explore as well as play high performance. So if Marksman is the best, I don't want to start there and go downhill. You know what I mean? We start from the bottom. We start from Necromancer. So like, it only goes up from here. So I do think we give Prophet a try, because like for me, what do I think of Necromancer? The biggest thing I felt with Necromancer was just, it felt like my damage didn't matter. Like my minions, they felt squishy first and foremost, so that wasn't great. It felt like I was constantly having to revive everybody. There was no generic regen for them, which is also not good. And it didn't look like there was a solution for it. For like Skeletal Warriors, there was, because on their tree there was like some regen node, but like there wasn't any real sustain for them. And on top of that, as you saw, we started getting overrun. Like it started taking us quite a while to just clear zones, and it's like, I don't know if every single mob should be taking this long. And then I would have to, like, if I wanted to clear well, I would have to like literally just turn on use my relic and then just walk into, like, go into a pack, and all of a sudden I'm clearing faster because I'm doing as much damage as my minions. But I spec so much into my minions, I was like, it felt awkward to invest so much in them and have them be on par with my relic, which, to my knowledge, the only thing it was scaling off of was my intelligence, if it was even scaling off of intelligence at all, you know. So that was the weird part for me. And I don't think, if Prophet is in US class, I don't think they would make that mistake, you know. Marksman seems really strong. Like that video you sent looks peak. My problem with it is it doesn't exactly look like, and it's not really a big problem, by the way, this is just what I noticed, my first impression. It doesn't look like autonomous minions where like they just go around doing their thing, you know, killing stuff. They were all around him, and maybe this is just a way it's played, but the skill literally says, I think it circles you, right? Something like that, which follows you and shoots bullets that bounce from monster to monster. Oh, so there's even some chain going on there. Kind of cool. So that is really good.
Mother Nature is whispering.
This one doesn't tell us anything. Which class is least piano-like play? That is a good question, Hollow. My assumption is it's going to be drone. I'm assuming the drones are permanent as well, so you don't have to worry about them. And it didn't look like they had a health bar, so you probably don't have to worry about them dying either. But let me just go back to that video and see real quick.
Hey everyone, it's Graxy, and welcome to another Hero Siege video.
Yeah, they don't have health bars.
Starter and progression guide for the Gunner Drone Marksman in Season 9, which begins on April 3rd. We'll cover what's changed, how to level from 1 to 100 using all of the skill trees and sub-skill trees, setting up my starter loot filter, and guiding you through each gearing section at different stages of the progression.
It does have a loot filter on it, and that's a big plus, because like I haven't touched loot filters in this game, and that would make my life significantly easier. They aren't permanent? Really? But they instant cast, I guess, because he doesn't look like he's stopping. Unless he has something triggering these summons. Maybe he does. Played drones last season because we Giga broken due to a shotgun interaction. Has that been removed, or is that still very much the case? look, Spirit Wolf. Shaman is also a minion now. It sounds like. You got removed, so now you play different augments? Okay.
よし行こうぜ俺の刀がそばそばやる
If Shield Lancer had better minions, I'd recommend it. Shield Lancer has minions.
on these holy lands.
Only for single targets. Place a commanding banner on this. Create a wall or shield around you, blocking monster this, dealing this. Is it like an augment? Okay, it's true an augment, not default. Oh, okay. Okay, because I was like, I don't see anything that reads minion-y, so it has to be like true an augment or something.
Can fully control a demon.
Oh, geez. Ooh. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend. I'm going to. I'm not going to start a new campaign today, but I will decide between marksman and prophet. I'm leaning towards prophet currently, so odds are I will end up trying prophet and seeing how it feels. I don't mind that the non-minions are better. I just want something that is decent, a good minion experience. Plus this guy honestly makes it sound like a much better experience just by itself, because off the top of my head, this is going to be the sustain I was looking for in my necromancer build I never found. Assuming it's not just like, you know, plus mana to all allies and it's like actually healing, then 100% I think this is this seems like it will bring the build together, this spirit of the forest. So that's why I'm kind of leaning towards this. But also the ENTs and ENT Colossus, like these are probably melee minions. I don't, Raven can be range, can be melee. I don't actually know. Like it depends on how they decide to design the thing. Worms can be range, can be melee as well. We don't really have much information, but I'm actually fine going in blind because I can see that these are minions. Well, so long as I can see that they are minions, I'm kind of fine. That being said, they probably all do poison damage, right? Because otherwise there'll be no passive that skills all of them. But yeah, we'll probably go with this. Probably. So I'm zero idea about them. Well, we're gonna find out together, that's for sure. If I choose to get them and they aren't too expensive. Looks like it's like $11. So should be fine. Honestly, it's pretty good. Prefer minions I see on tier lists. And then where is Marksman? He has like 35 minions or something. Okay. I mean, I'm willing to try. Oh, a link. Oh. Multi-short marksman. So Gunnar drones are S tier, whereas Zoomancer is C tier, as well as Prophet's minions. This was made when? 5 days ago. 5 days ago. When was... Yeah, it's in S tier. When was Prophets released, I guess? Like, how is he tiering Prophets if it was released this season is, I guess, my question. Does that make sense? Is it just based off of numbers? He played a lot of beta. Okay, that makes sense. Gunnar drones at B tier here. Prophets is... What the hell is Prophets? Wait, so wait, this just means dude actually played all the classes from in the beta. Holy, or he played a lot of builds, right? Is what this means. That's a lot of, that is a big dedication. And then for end game, oh, I have to, so like here. Prophet minions is not good for leveling. And then we have you. Didn't play test Prophet minions level 125 with S tier. Okay. For mine, this video was made, no, not really, but I would say still semi-take with a grain of salt to some degree. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be S tier. I'm not looking for S tier. Gunnar drones are A tier in the Giga end game from what he says. So this is going to be, we can expect it to be worse, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm actually going to go Prophet now. I'm kind of convinced. I know I should be the opposite of convinced with the tier list, but like the way my brain works is I like to believe that I can figure something out once I actually figure the game out. Actually, in terms of figuring out the game, it's actually way easier to do on Gunnar drones. But I feel like in many ARPGs, it's easier to learn with a mid-tier skill rather than a very strong skill, because a very strong skill can warp your sense of what strength should look like and what you should feel like at different points in the game. Whereas a mid-tier, depending on how you play it, you might be shy, you might be good, and that would teach you gearing in many cases. And it will teach you, like, an example of this is, what is an example of this in PoE? Mid-tier build out that is, honestly, Regifilers are pretty good. As an example, if you properly skill Regifilers before Doriani, you can actually get them to feel very good. But if you don't do that properly, they'll feel ass. Whereas Frostbearers would typically just feel better overall, like regardless of how bad you like. You will if you do it bad enough, it will feel ass. But like, it's way harder to make them their damage feel worse. That's something like Defilers. It's so hard for me to play a class with bad leveling. The good thing is I don't know what good leveling feels like, so I can cope on the fact that I don't. It's not bad because compared to what I've already experienced, i.e. Necromancer, it's probably better. You know, like I said, nowhere to go but up. But that being said, this is rated lower than Zoomancer for leveling 1 to 40, which is something. I mean, the worst case scenario, we can also just play something else. No, I'm actually going to try Fizz, like the not Fizz, Minion Prophets. I'm curious to see what the minions look like, what they feel like, all of those good stuff. And we'll see. I will do that tomorrow. And I might also still try Marksman this season, depending on how it feels. This week I don't have anything work related, so I can actually stream, unlike last week. I'm mostly going to be streaming Hero Siege. I'm also going to be doing I'm actually going to do my PoE challenges probably sometime this week, maybe next, but before TLI in any case. And I'm also playing Last Epoch, but that's more what I play off stream. So you think plus levels is just straight up better than like stats? TLI is in 2 weeks. TLI releases next week Thursday, but the reveal is this Friday. So if you can, try to watch it try to have the Twitch stream open, the Twitch reveal, because there'll be drops like there typically is, I would assume. But like TLI's drops are so weird because it's only for the live stream. It's not like other games where it's like, oh, these drops will be live for the whole day so long as you're watching it. Nope. You must be watching during the live stream for that like hour or something. It is, but some stuff later also just get a lot more attribute allocation. Like on Shield Lancer, at like 1,000 armor. So, question about armor. Armor increases defenses. Defenses in this game is somehow evasion. Am I understanding that correctly? Like it is evasion, not like mitigation. It's like I went into their wiki and it's like, oh yeah, you see that armor you're scaling? It scales defense. I went into the wiki, checked defense, and said chance to avoid attacks and projectiles. I'm like, huh? Like it's so weird. So you actually can't scale mitigation with your attributes, which I found kind of weird or interesting. Weird, more weird than interesting. Because that means all you're doing is you're scaling life or you're scaling evasion. And there's no in between. There's no, oh, alongside my life, I want to get mitigation. I want to get actual armor or ES or, you know, whatever other defense. Anyways, I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks so much for stopping by. TMA, appreciate all the advice and the insights, because this is my first time playing Hero Siege, so like zero idea. I just knew like my damage felt a bit off, and I didn't know it was something I was doing, or you know what I said essentially. Least I could do. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Glad you enjoyed the Regifilers. Anyways, I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you. Good night. And I think I've decided on Prophet, so that's what we can expect to see tomorrow. And let's hope it's not a shit show. But anyways,